Bro loses his girl at the club.
Hey, what's going on?
My mum also walked in on my friend in the utility room, bent over the box freezer.
You know what I don't understand, yeah? Like, a big deal, yeah? Like,
I'm still friends with the girl as well. She's a good girl now.
and she just decided, yeah, fuck me in my ass in my mate's house.
So I
bent
heard
over.
that my mum caught this girl having sex like 15 times. Like, my mum would walk into the bathroom and she was like, sucking yeah, like crazy.
And how did she never catch you?
Because I wasn't like that. I was a good girl.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
This is my wonderful husband.
Oh.
I got the ticket. He was driving my car. I'm not guilty.
Oh.
He is.
So you came here today to tell me he's guilty?
I'm not guilty. The ticket's in my name.
No,
I'm not guilty.
No, I understand that. I said, you came here today to tell me he's guilty. So the first thing you did was throw him under the bus.
I'm not throwing myself under.
So you think he's really guilty, huh?
When I looked at that video, if I was a policeman, I would say he was guilty.
Guilty. You go through this every day?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've been happily married for 43 years, right?
Yes, dear.
Poor guy, the typical beta male going into submission to survive his marriage.
So how do you dominate her in the bedroom?
He does. He does. Just explain it. He can't. He's weird with explaining sexual things.
So you're the talker, pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you like it when he covers you in jizz?
Yeah, I do actually, all over my titties.
Why do women get turned on by that, though?
I actually don't. I actually like it because he likes it.
Butt stuff? Yes or no?
For sure. Finger it, lick it, all of it.
Lick it and stick it.
You guys are wild. All right,
no, his dick's too thick, so I won't let it in my butthole. But he can put a couple fingers in there.
Excuse me, Miss Hoberlin. Are you cheating?
God, no. Kaiser is my Asian.
Excuse me?
He's not in this class. He's not even enrolled in this school. I keep him on retainer to come take tests with me. Anything math or science.
Hand in your test. I'm reporting you to Dean Munch. This is a clear violation of the honor code.
You must be new here.
Who are you calling?
My daddy. I'm gonna get you fired.
Over 5,000 tips in this case.
But it turns out much of what she was signing was nonsense. She waved her arms around like she was singing Jingle Bells, says one outraged sign language expert. The woman, identified as Derlin Roberts, has a string of arrests for fraud. So how did she come to be translating at last week's high-profile police news conference?
I just didn't ask enough questions.
Tampa Police Public Information Officer Steve.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. She got paid that day.
Let's say you walked into Starbucks with a black coffee and told them, hey, I want a cappuccino. I'm going to trade you this black coffee. What would Starbucks tell you?
Starbucks don't do trades.
Oh, they don't, right?
No.
Why?
Because you get what you pay for.
No, because they already have coffee. So in other words, you have to trade money to get the coffee that you want, not your own coffee. That's how men feel that have money. We don't care about your money.
If I do go into
it doesn't
Starbucks
make you
and
sexy.
say I want a cappuccino instead of coffee, they will give it to me, but I'm just saying.
You're missing the point of the whole analogy.
Listen,
the analogy
I
is
got
that
your point.
you can't
It's your
barter.
show.
Stop. You can't barter with something that they already have. You have to barter with something that they value. Men don't value a woman's money.
Oh, give the man a bloody medal!
How old are you? 31. I'm not looking for a 31-year-old. Women are valuable when they're younger. Guys are way more valuable when they're older.
I don't agree. I'm sorry.
Really? Of course you're not gonna agree. Why would you?
Yeah,
you
have confidence in
yourself. There's girls that haven't been fucked as much, and a 31-year-old has definitely been fucked a lot more than a 21-year-old.
She's in for a rude awakening. Whether she realizes it or starts her cat collection, time will tell.
I'm asleep. He wants to bring like potato salad to bed. He wants to put it on my back. Next thing I know, he's licking it off my back, eating it off of me. Okay? He loves candy yams. I'm laying in the bed asleep. Next thing I know, I got a yam going up my leg, and he grudging all up on it. You know, he all over my leg with a candy yam. This is what I'm trying to talk to him about.
Judge is trying to figure out a way to get this man's number. She into the freaky.
I deserve to have a traditional wife. They want to go be a passport, bro. And I'm like, bro, you're fat, you're broke, you don't deserve a traditional wife. You need to level up. The same way they want a traditional girl. The girl, she's going to be way more traditional back in my country. So trust me, she's not marrying you for love, she's marrying you for your green card. So.
Are you against passport bros or?
I understand the fundamentals of it for those who have done everything in life to make sure they are a man. But if you're not a man, I don't think you deserve that, honestly. If you don't have your life together, what makes you think you know how to appreciate a traditional wife? If some other guy who's living here who's never had an idea of what a male figure is in his life, he's going based off of whatever little content he picks from the internet. He's saying, well, I want a traditional wife. But therefore, he doesn't even have like a credit score. He doesn't even have like his life in check. He's still driving the hoopty from high school. But you want a traditional girl. Like, what happens when you bring that girl over here? You're going to basically make her a Western woman, and she's going to realize, like, this guy really doesn't have his shit together. Now she's going to cheat on you.
Do you feel that a lot of your speech could incite the same kind of violence?
I mean, you heard my speech tonight. Do you feel that my speech could incite violence?
Well,
I mean that seriously. That's an honest question.
I know you're asking honestly. I feel that it, for me as an individual, it isn't. But I could see how a lot of your points I really disagreed with. I literally have a list of
and that's fine. I mean, that's the good part, right? Where we disagree and we can have a conversation.
I just was wondering in terms of you, and what I mean by inciting violence is encouraging the same people who believe in like your transphobic beliefs, even that like homophobia is a sin based on your religious beliefs. Do you believe that because of what you say, you can encourage a lot of people to act on those beliefs?
So I have a very strong standard with regard to incitement, and I'm very consistent about this. If I'm not telling somebody to commit violence, I am not inciting them to violence. I've held the standard for Barack Obama when he was saying anti-police things, and then somebody went and shot up some police officers in Dallas. I said that's not Barack Obama's fault. When a Bernie Sanders supporter went and shot up a congressional baseball game, I said that's not Bernie Sanders' fault because Bernie Sanders wasn't calling for that. Political debate requires that you talk to people and people take your words as what they mean, not as an excuse to go and do violence. I've never called for violence, nor would I. As far as the idea that my words are some sort of attack, a violent attack, for example, on folks who are transgender, my view,
not saying
I know, but I'm responding to the people who are not you who might say that. Okay. So the idea that I am transphobic, for example, this is a bizarre kind of attack in the sense that I don't know that I've ever exhibited phobia of trans people. I'm not afraid of trans people.
Well, transphobia is more along the lines of prejudice against the trans.
So I actually think that your first characterization was right. I think that transphobia is really disagreement with the basic principle that the trans community is trying to purvey, which is that people's sex is malleable, that people can move from male to female, and that it is my job, objectively, to now call them the name they wish to be called, and to teach my children that men can be women and women can be men. I fundamentally disagree with that point. Now, with that said, is everybody in the United States entitled to the same rights? Of course, but your right does not extend to forcing me to call you what you want me to call you. That's not the way this works. That violates my freedom of speech. So, in interpersonal relationships, if I were out to dinner with a trans person, would I make a point of noting their proper biological sex? No, because that would be impolite. When I'm talking about the general principle of is a man a woman or is a woman a man, the answer is I will say that a man is a man and a woman is a woman and a he is a he and a she is a she. And if I'm in a public debate with somebody, I will say the same thing.
When people don't have a solid argument, they always go straight to name-calling, trying to slander and make up emotional victimhood to shut down conversation.
I posted a video encouraging women to not prioritize a career first and instead focus on a family throughout their 20s. And it is so sad because I consistently get the same deadgum comments from the same type of women. We're trying to teach women not to settle and not be pressured by our biological clock because they're better than that. Truth is, women by and large have been sold a complete lie and fairy tale version of what life and relationships look like, and I blame Disney Channel for this. If he loves you, he'll take you just the way you are forever. There are no compromises needed. You don't need to change anything. However, he still might have to change some stuff. Women never compromise nowadays, whereas men, they have to compromise. A decently handsome man that makes a decent amount of money that's maybe an 8 will absolutely settle for a woman that is a 6 if she attains some attributes that he might find appealing in a mom or a wife. For instance, she's nurturing, she's loving, she brings him peace when he comes home from work. He'll take her over the baddies that are a 9 that are hoeing it up at a club because that is what he finds attractive and worthwhile for the rest of his life. But by and large, women just would rather chase a lifestyle than have a good, honorable, loyal man at home. You'll have a good man that says, I make just enough for you to have our baby, raise them at home, keep them out of the government's hands so that they can be raised the way we want them to be raised. And because girls have to get their hair done and their nails done every 3 weeks, they'd rather go career up and boss babe and be independent just so they can get their nails done.